President Trump has sent federal immigration agents into American cities, and now, 2 U.S. states say this isn't law enforcement anymore. They're calling it a federal invasion. What started as an immigration crackdown has now exploded into a constitutional showdown between state governments and the White House, and it's shaking the Midwest. Here's what's happening. Minnesota and Illinois have officially filed lawsuits against the Trump administration. They're trying to block a sudden surge of federal ICE agents and large-scale immigration operations inside their states. According to the lawsuits, these deployments were launched without proper coordination with state and local authorities. State leaders argue this violates state sovereignty and crosses constitutional limits on federal power. In their words, this isn't cooperation, it's federal overreach. Tensions reached a breaking point in Minneapolis. During one of these federal operations, a woman was fatally shot during an encounter involving an ICE officer. That incident immediately ignited massive protests across the city. For many residents, this debate is no longer political theory. It's happening in their neighborhoods, on their streets. Local officials say they were caught off guard by the scale and intensity of the federal presence, creating confusion on the ground and escalating already volatile situations. The shooting has now become the flashpoint, fueling outrage and calls for accountability nationwide. President Trump and his administration say they're simply enforcing federal law and securing the country, a core promise of his presidency. They argue states cannot block federal immigration enforcement and accuse Democratic governors of obstruction. But governors pushing back say this is about protecting their residents. They claim heavily armed, military-style federal units are operating inside their cities with little oversight and without consent. Now, this fight is heading to the courts, and the stakes are enormous. Can the president deploy federal forces inside a state, even when that state's governor says no? Where does federal authority end, and where do state rights begin? This case could redefine the balance of power in America for years to come. So what do you think? Is the federal government doing its job, or is this a dangerous overreach? Drop your opinion in the comments, and stay tuned as this legal battle unfolds.